think about it. The mentality is mad. We ask people, what's your why? Why I'm doing it for my kids. When's the last time you spent time with your kids?
Ish.
Diamond in the dirt. But a lot of people, because they're in the dirt, or behind the scenes where people don't necessarily see them, they don't think they're as valuable as they actually are.
Like some people will spend time polishing the dirt.
Ooh.
People will spend time polishing the dirt when a diamond is underneath it.
Yeah. But even deeper than that, people will celebrate the dirt and say that diamonds has come from here.
Our community does that.
We do that a lot.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no
you
way.
have an English name.
And yeah, you have everyone. You know that.
I don't know that's the reason why.
Yes.
Are you
So
serious?
that's why our parents went through it. So that's why they do it.
If you continue to go into that leap of fake it till you make it, there'll be someone else who's faked it even better than you.
Yeah.
Now look at them now rather than you.
When we were looking on the news every day and there were like 10,000 people died, they didn't come to their head, oh, are you okay? Mm-hmm. Now you are making financial decisions that are going to keep you poor and your next generation poor based on trying to keep them looking at you in a certain light.
I think that the authenticity point, it also ties back in with the whole image gang stuff as well, because you're not being your authentic self.
Yeah,
far from it. Matter of fact, you're trying to be someone else, and that's a losing battle. You're never going to win because it's a losing battle. You can't win that.
Yeah.
So it ties so heavily into that because people can see through the kinks. Like people can see through they'll see what is really going on. Like there'll be little indications. So for example, someone's doing image gang, and then Rob wanted to go into the topic of like relationships and stuff.
I'm gonna get into that.
No, but this is a nice little segue.
Okay.
Into it. And
wait, I'm just wait. No, guy. Don't listen to this guy here. He's the Mr. Relationship guy, man. I'm just here. I'm just a passenger. But go into your topic, please.
Let's say for
example,
let's say for example, a man is doing image gang because he wants to attract the female gaze, right? And then he's got the whip, he's got the road, he's got the
I like that.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's got the whole attire, he's got the kit, right? He's got all the gear, but no idea, matter of fact, because he don't know what's going on and what's gonna happen. That's not sustainable. You take this one, I don't know, Nobu, you take this one here, there, everywhere, and you can do that maybe 4 times. But then now you're looking at your bank balance and you're saying, something ain't adding up. And you have this long-term vision of being this guy who has everything's going on for him, like everything's working, like he's earning this much, that much, but then you're spending everything trying to be something that you're not. And that's where because you're not being your authentic self. But more time when you are your authentic self, you'll meet the right person for you in your current position.
Yeah, I mean the Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? And that's what a lot of us are doing. We are out here. You know what? One of the worst things in life, is to focus on getting your dream and getting it and not be fulfilled. Yeah. So you wanted this. Like, it happened to me. I wanted this dream job in the bank. I got the job. I was not satisfied. Yeah. I was successful, but I was not satisfied.
Go back to episode 1 if you want.
Do you know what I mean? I wasn't fulfilled. I didn't know how to get the fulfillment from it. And a lot of men will think, look, I want to get. Do you know how much I meet, man? Like one of my boys, unfortunately, recently got divorced. Oh no. And he and then he went on Hinge. And he went on bet, had 10 girl. Yeah. 10. And I understand he's been with his missus for like 19 years. Do you know what I mean? Long time. Yeah. So like now he's like, yeah, in the end, what happened? Yeah, realised, listen, all this guy is doing me nothing. Yeah. Just find one girl, settle down.
That's it, man.
Because at the end of the day, like it doesn't profit you. It's not profit. Like you will think like when you be in a relationship thinking, I'd love to do
always greener though.
Always get there and be like, wow, you know what? I just threw away everything for this. I just threw away $1 million for £10. Do you see what I'm saying?
Value wise,
do you understand what I'm saying? That's nothing to do with the person. It's to do with the fact that you had everything you needed here, like, but you saw a little over here and said, look, this must be better. And the problem is sometimes it's the gaze that we look at it. Like we're looking at it from a gaze of where we're at, and thinking that when we go over there, we'll still be where we're at. Like, so for example, like I always tell, like I'm doing what I do, I'm lucky enough that, you know, a lot of wonderful women feel like,
I was gonna ask you about that actually.
Feel like, you know, I'm amazing and stuff like that.
Why wouldn't they?
And I appreciate the love, do you know what I mean? But I'm very real, like, so I don't hide it. I just talk openly. Like, I'm just like, please understand, like, the me you are seeing is the me with my wife.
Say that again?
The me you are seeing is the me with my wife.
Oh, so you're the same with your wife and the way you are with them too?
No, the me you see today is because I'm with my wife.
Oh, if he said the me you're seeing the same as the one I see.
No. The me you see today is it's because I'm with my wife.
Yeah. Okay.
So the me you want is not the me you're gonna get.
Never.
Yeah. Because if I leave my wife, I'm not the same person.
You're not the same person.
So now not only have I broken up my family to do whatever with you, I'm now with you, and now you're disappointed because you're like, what happened to that guy?
Yeah.
But that guy exists because he's with his wife.
Yeah.
And so sometimes what we do is we look at, if I get the watch, but that's not you.
Yeah.
That's not you. And if you want the watch, you want the car, do the things in order to get there.
Yeah.
Don't be the product of wealth. Be wealthy.
Yeah, don't take the shortcut.
Don't try and, you understand?
Yeah, I like that.
Sometimes you want the products of wealth.
Yeah.
But I want you to be wealthy.
Yeah.
So I want you to do the work and put the things in you need to do to actually be wealthy. Then you can decide if you want the watch. If you want it, you want it. But more time, I promise you, when you make dough, you do not want it.
Yeah. Wow. That's the funny thing about it.
Because you have to understand, like, a lot of these footballers, you see them with the cars and but they don't. That's a lot of the time they can't respect the money, because why did they were playing ball for free.
I've created a community for go-getters and entrepreneurs called The Round Table. What's The Round Table? Well, I'm going to tell you what The Round Table is. So at The Round Table, we drop resources, gems, the links, podcasts, books, opportunities, everything we can that is helping us on our journeys that can help someone else on their journey too. Keep your eyes peeled, because we're going to be doing quite a few things. We're going to be doing link ups, we're going to be doing Zoom calls, all of the above, all the good stuff. If you want to join, there will be instructions somewhere on this page, below in the caption or somewhere for you to do so. See you in there.
Quick one, people. So I'm taking event bookings now to speak at events. So for the last few months now, I've been speaking at universities and some schools, places such as UCL, Warwick, right? But now I'm officially taking event bookings. So if you want someone to speak to you guys about, or speak to your people about confidence, imposter syndrome, and the art of improving public speaking, I'm the guy for you. So contact me on Coach Klutze, Robert Klutze, and I'll be there for you.
They used to pay ball and pay. Used to pay to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they want to pay you 100k a week to kick a ball. Of course you don't respect that though. Of course you're gonna go and do whatever, like buy Lambos. Like, do you know what you're doing?
What's money to you?
What is money? I play. I literally play football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You play it. Like, so for them, a lot of the time when I sit down with my football clients, it's for them to understand the privilege. That's when they understand the privilege. When I say to them, when I talk to them about, okay, forget you, what about your parents? So when I start having these conversations with my clients, even the client I had yesterday, I was like, what about your parents? Like, how was your parenting? Oh, they struggled, and they just had enough to survive. And I said, so what are you doing? Oh yeah, we make money, but we just have enough. So you're repeating the cycle. Oh. And so when you start to sit down with people that earn 100k a week, 200k a week, and you say, okay, but other than these nice cars, okay, you own that, you bought that house, but really and truly you got a mortgage, you buy it cash, so you got a huge mortgage. So if you stop playing, how would you, stuff like that? What have you really got to show for it?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? So you have the privilege of making more than what your parents made in the last 30 years in 1 year.
Oh.
And yet you and your parents have pretty much the same outcome. The output is the same.
Yeah.
And when you start to have these conversations, then they start to understand the privilege that they have.
Yeah.
Then they start to say, okay, I'm going to make sure I put these things in the right place. And I think when you understand with the fake it gang, when they understand the privilege that they have compared to their parents, I can't worry about a watch. My parents used to worry about, if I go outside, I'm going to receive racism. I can't worry about the car that I drive. My parents used to have to do jobs that were cash in hand because they couldn't get a job interview. They couldn't get a job interview because if they see Olabumi, they'd throw that in the bin. Do you see what I'm saying?
Bro, that's why a lot of us have like two different names. I say us in it. I'm kind of
one.
But a lot of you, man,
have
got two different names.
Exactly, because of that. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, no
you
way.
have an English name.
And you have everyone.
I don't know that's the reason why.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
If they see a more sort of traditional name,
you're funny.
Wait,
you just got that? No, that's why our parents went through it, so that's why they do it. So they give you an English name so that you can use that, because they know that they didn't get job interviews using an African name.
My mum in Ghana, she has like an English name and a Ghana, but she was in Ghana, so.
But it's still a lot of it comes from the fact that when you
don't look confused, man. I'm confused
that you didn't know this. Yeah,
at all, man.
No way. No. That's the whole thing, is the fact that a lot of the time they'll give you an English name, because again, if you go into other environments where you're not in your culture, you have a name that people can pronounce. Have everyone
I don't know that's the reason why. Your name.
So man in Sikan.
In Sync? You're not Yoruba, are you?
No. I'm from Akwa Ibom. It's kind of close to Ibom. Yeah.
Okay,
So
nice.
So yeah.
mine was Edem.
Edem. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it means living by God.
Oh wow.
Yeah, lovely name, man. But my English name is Robert.
Yeah.
But as I was saying,
Yeah, so the thing for me is that when we have a privilege to even worry about a watch. You have to understand.
Yeah.
Our privilege is that we worry about things like, oh, what clothes am I wearing? Designer clothes? Can I get a German car? Oh, can I get a Rollie or a nice watch? Our parents have to worry about, are they going to be attacked if they go outside? Is there food to eat? How are we going? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? How are we going to keep the lights on?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That is the privilege.
the thing is that you can relate to them in that sense too, because you come from one place to the next point too. So once again, come back to the same topic of vulnerability and also relatability.
And that's why you can never forget yourself. Like
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, I remember I used to use bucket bath. I don't know, you lot.
I know bucket bath.
Man used to use and you have have a certain amount of hot water in there.
Yeah.
You put the cold. If you put too much cold, now you're finished. That's
lukewarm.
it. It's
Lukewarm shower, humid fam.
Do you understand? So these are the environments. So for me, when I realize where I come from, how can I worry about having a watch on? Like what watch? Like I meet people and I say, look, so I get people like, I want to have a 200k watch. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Or 100k watch, whatever it may be. Okay, great, that's nice. But can you afford security? Because you have
Especially in London.
you have to understand what you're doing. So actually, it's not about if I can buy something. It's can I maintain it? Sometimes we're looking at I want to get a German car, but now a tire is £500 a tire. Now your someone clips your wing mirror. That's £1,000 to replace.
Maintenance.
Can you afford the maintenance?
Petrol as well is going to be more expensive as well if your liters are big.
Insurance.
Yes,
Especially
yes.
if you're young, insurance.
Oh, crazy.
Then you ain't got no car parts, so now you're parking it in the hood. So now it's gone through the roof. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So the point is not. I always tell people, just because you have enough money for something doesn't mean you can afford it.
Yeah.
And there's second order consequences as well. Like, I like to talk about second order consequences because it's a nice mental model. So there's the first order consequence, which is like, okay, cool, I've got the car, cool, everyone sees me in the car,
Exactly.
But then now you've got the car, you're going to want to drive it more, because what point is having a nice car if you're just going to be left at home or left on the side of the road? No, you're going to want to be everywhere. You're going to want to be going congestion charge zones.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? To be uptown, to be eating congestion charge food. You see what I'm saying? You want to be good, and you're going to want to park right outside as well.
And
then you're going to get more. Do you see what I'm saying?
Facts.
The second order consequence is even buying a TV, buying a big old TV. What you're going to do once you get that TV, the second order consequence is sitting down and watching it. Because what's the point of having a big, nice HD 4K, 8K TV in the front if you're not going to use it? You're going to sit down, you're going to watch it. There's so many second order consequences to these actions. And as you said, the watch, getting a Rollie, the 100k watch, right?
Exactly.
You're going to have it, especially in this London town, when people are chopping off people's hands for watches. You're going to have security for that as well. You're going to have to think about, okay, where am I going? Who am I going with? Are these people really there for me? Like, do people even like me? If I lose this watch, is that wraps? Like, do I have enough money to even pay rent? Like, some people, do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah,
some people actually, this material stuff that you see, they will actually say, look, as long as I have that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And they'll be on the edge of even homelessness sometimes. But you'll probably know it more than me in terms of like the people that you come across.
The deepest thing for me is like you want all this life and you spend your money on this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And somebody else pays you. All your income is dependent on whether somebody else wants you in their company or not. Like, do you understand the risk that we're taking? And people be like, I'm not a risk taker. I'm in employment. Do you know how risky only having one stream of income is? One source of income. So I'm saying that people are like, oh, not everyone should be entrepreneur. But I 100%. Not everyone needs to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone needs to be a business owner. But you need to have multiple streams of income. You need to have multiple streams of income.
I saw something.
Like, come on, the amount of people I see, you're living this life. You're buying, you're renting out cars, £600-700 a month. You got this. You're renting in a nice house in Greenwich, one flat in Greenwich, or in Central somewhere in Canary, or in somewhere nice, like by the water. You see the river going past. You're feeling, you know what I mean, doing bare house parties, inviting people over and stuff. Your outgoings is max because you got a decent income, but it's your only income, and you know that if this place doesn't want you anymore,
you're done.
You're gone, and you know that it's very rare for them to give us these types of incomes in the first place. So the time it's going to take for you to then go and get another one, you have not thought. let me have 3-6 months worth of my outgoings in the account to protect myself in case this. No,
thinking.
the first thing you think of is I need to put 50k on my wrist. I need to go on holiday. Now you go on holiday, you need to go in first class. What? You need to go in first class for what? What? You know what? Like, I understand, like, yes, try and be as comfortable as possible, but more time you have to understand is that when you're paying for these lifestyles, these things, who is it really for? Who is it really for?
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, I always tell people, a lot of the time we are doing things for people that when lockdown came and nobody was doing nothing, everyone was stuck at home, they still didn't phone to see if you're all right. When we were looking on the news every day and there were like 10,000 people died, they didn't come to their head, oh, are you okay? Are you one of them? Has one of your family? You did not hear that from those people. Even when they didn't have to go to work, they couldn't leave their house, they couldn't do anything, they didn't holler at you.
Damn.
And now you are making financial decisions that are going to keep you poor and your next generation poor based on trying to keep them looking at you in a certain light.
You know what my thing is too about this fake it till you make it, right? If you continue to go into that loop of fake it till you make it, they always find a way not to believe in you or not to like to back you or to like you. Of
course.
There'll be someone else who's faked it even better than you.
Yeah.
Now look at them now rather than you. The cycle continues to go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And as you said too, as you guys both said too, fake it till you make it is it's all well and good until maintenance comes in. Fake it till you make it is all good and they have to maintain it. And they have to do more things to make sure you have that. Increasing. But then there could be someone who does it even better than you, and then you're gonna be left behind. You'll think to yourself, hold on, what happened to me? And that's the thing. That's why we can't look to other people for validation.
Exactly.
You said one thing earlier on, that fame is a drug.
Yeah.
I also agree with that, but I also say too that validation is a drug.
Yeah.
Because you can't find validation from people.
No.
You find validation in one person.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, my sermon's done.
Yeah.
I want to say something to you though. I want to talk about something though. I want to pivot. I want to talk to you about purpose, but most importantly, I want to talk to you about purpose when you became a father. Because obviously we're not there yet. We're going to be there soon by the grace of God. But I want to ask you a question. Did your purpose change when you became a father?
Good question.
Thank you.
The simple answer for me, I would say, is no.
Okay.
I don't think my purpose changed. I think my intensity to reach my purpose and my goal increased.
Intensity?
Yeah, my intensity. Like because for me, my purpose was to be successful and be able to provide for my family and be able to do what I do. Like, my purpose is out here changing the world.
Yes.
I think where the children came in was in regards to making sure that I could provide for them. And so that meant that my purpose had to generate an income.
Even more now.
Because I've got, do you know what I mean? And so that's when I had to be more strict. And I was saying before we started, like, in regards to being able to say no to people, and being able to make sure that I up my price and so forth. Because now I've got these kids that me and my wife are cool, but it was like, okay, if I go out to give a talk, I'll see my wife when I get back, we'll gist and whatever. But these kids are getting bigger every single day. If I'm continuously out away from my kids, I come back and this actually happened to me. And my daughter, I remember I'd been away working and I had a job where I had to travel a lot for work. And then when I come back on the weekends, I was doing talks at churches and stuff, like just doing my thing, trying
active.
You know me, being active, because I'm like, I do my thing, and then I got my evenings, weekends, I'm doing my own business and trying to grow my own stuff. And so,
is that going well, by the way?
No, it's going amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
It worked.
Yeah. Reaping, as you say.
Yeah, we're reaping
right now.
Reaping. But I remember coming back and looking at my daughter and being like, wow, when did you get this big? And I said to my wife, I was like, Mims, when did she get this big? And my wife was like, I told you you've been doing too much. And I was just like, it has to stop. Wow. It has to stop.
How long ago was that now?
That was my daughter. I think that was when my daughter was like 2. She's just turned 7, so that was like 5 years ago. But it was like, that was when I was like, no, this can't happen again. Like, we can't be so wrapped up in making money and so forth that the people that we're making the money for, we spend no time with. Think about it. The mentality is mad.
It's mad.
Bare of us do it. We ask people, what's your why? Why? I'm doing it for my kids. When's the last time you spent time with your kids?
Ish.
It's real.
It doesn't make sense. I can't say I'm doing this for my kids and then I'm spending no time with my kids. Because the reality is, if that's what I'm doing it for myself. And that's what I need. That needs to be my answer.
Yeah.
I'm selfish. I'm doing this for myself. I want to make money, and I'm doing it for me.
That is true.
That should be the answer.
Yeah.
If the answer is I'm doing it for my kids, then I've got
Where's
to
the
spend
fruits
time
of
for my
that?
kids.
Where's the fruits of that?
Yeah.
And so then when I started to realize is when I said, look, if I'm going to be away from my kids, it's going to be beneficial for them. Because my kids don't necessarily need money as much as they need my time. So if I'm giving my time that I should be giving to my kids to somebody else that's not a member of my family, there has to be an exchange in regards to funds. So at least I have the funds to provide for my kids.
Yeah.
So that even if I'm not present with them, I'm present because I've paid for the lights to be on. I'm present because I've paid for the security that they have. I'm present because I paid for the clothes that are on their back. That's how I'm going to make sure I'm present, and I've got the money to be present for them when I'm not present.
Question though, what's the fine line between your money being was keeping them present and you actually being there physically being present with them?
I think the big thing for me is to know that when I'm there, I'm present.
Yeah, that was it,
but it's also to let them know that when I'm not there, what I'm doing. I think one of the big things that I think one of the, not mistakes, but I think parents assume that because you're going to work, they know you're going to work and what you do at work. So, and you know, like they just assume that you'll clock and get it. But as a child, you may not. So for me, my kids know that when I'm with them, I spend time with them. I'm focused. I'm not thinking about the next business meeting. I've had to switch off and learn to actually be present with them and be a father with them. Also know what's important to them. So their rehearsals, their recitals, their sports days, all of those types of things. Like, I'm there. Parents' evenings, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I help them with their homework when I'm there, like with their spelling tests and all of this. So I'm active when I'm around them. But then they also know that, you know, for daddy to be on the TV that they see, and you know, daddy, they know that I've got to go and do other things, so they appreciate that and they love that because again, like my son's teachers know who I am, and they love the fact that their teachers know me from being on TV, like
they're proud of you.
and they're proud. You know what I mean?
That must be a good feeling as well.
It's a lovely feeling for them to know that, like, you know, growing up watching television, we never really saw that many people like us on there. Do you know what I mean? Even the black people did see, you know, Sir Trevor McDonald, amazing, but the way he spoke wasn't really how I spoke. You know what I mean? And then we had like Mr. Motivator, which wasn't really my flavour. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what that is.
No, you never know. He's Mr. Motivator. He's like a guy who used to do like gym stuff, black guy. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Wasn't your speed?
Yeah. He's just like acting mad. And then obviously we had like Ainsley Harriott, Ready Steady Cook. Again, not really man's vibe.
Not your favourite.
So the only mans that man really saw were like footballers. Do you know what I mean? Like Ian Wright. Do you know what I mean? These are the ones that we had that we could say.
He's still about as well. He's still doing his thing on the social scene too. He's still
doing his thing. So these are the people that we had. So it was almost like it was unusual, do you know what I mean? Unless you were sports. So for my children to see me doing what I do, and as the educator, remember, like what I do, I'm the expert. The country is asking me to tell them how to be with their finances. They went to they asked a black guy from a council estate what to do with their money. How do we help give people tips? Like that's a big jump from where you were to where you are. Do you know what I mean? Because there's so many financial advisors. There's so many people that are qualified. There's so many out there, but they see something in me to say, we trust you and your opinion and your views, and you can add value to the nation, not just to, you know, my ends or my people, but to the nation. So for them to see that and see that as normal is touching to me, because that
look
helps
back at your journey, bro, and just realize how favored you are.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Every day. That's why I wake up every day with a smile. Like, my wife is like, oh, you're always so happy. You're always so, but bruv, do you know where I come from? I tell my wife, if you know where I come from, no man's journey. Like, I've got to smile. I've got to enjoy it, because 100%. I've had so many hard days. Like, sometimes I tell people, like, a lot of the time when I do praise and worship, I do it in the shower. No. Just with just like my own personal like, you know, reflection in the mornings or whatever with God. I do it in the shower because I'll just burst into tears, and the shower can just wipe it away. Do you know what I mean? Rather than if I get dressed and then just pouring and then our cream's coming down your face, all looking mad like streaks and that. But it's like the tears. Sometimes the tears is tears of pain that have become tears of joy.
Gratitude as well.
Do you know what I mean? Gratitude when you know that. You know, like there were so many times you heard no, there were so many times that people walked past you like you didn't exist. There were so many times that you were invisible because of where you come from, or because of how you look, or because of how you speak. And now they need you on national television to tell the nation. And every time you say it, people tell you you're relatable. Oh, I can relate to you. You can touch. I've got people who are 60, 70, 80, white. Do you know what I mean? They grew up at a time where they didn't even socialize with black people.
Boy.
Do you know what I mean? And today they can't. Eman, we're looking for your advice. Oh, you gave some great tips on there. Oh, I love that Eman guy. Can we get him back on?
What's coming to my head right now, bro? What's coming to my head right now is 3 words, or what, 4 words. Diamond in the dirt. A lot of people right now, we're all diamonds. Inherently, we're all diamonds. But a lot of people, because they're in the dirt, or behind the scenes, where people don't necessarily see them, they don't think they're as valuable as they actually are. You went through the process of sowing. Now you're reaping now.
Yeah.
How people are seeing the diamond, but which was always there from the start.
Yeah.
So to everyone right now who's there, who's going through the season of sowing, not reaping, of sowing, right? Continue to pluck away bit by bit, because the diamond is already there. The diamond is within you. First of all, work on your fingerprint, who you are as a person, and then continue to pluck away bit by bit, because this is another testament. Testament number 2. His life shows that from the start, the diamond was always there. All you need to do is put the work in, be patient, and enjoy the hiding place. Now you came out of the hiding place. Now look, he's in the light now. But all came from him just trusting that process.
Yeah.
It's a very practical advice of trusting that process. We'll go through it too. So yeah, I just want to applaud you there for that, man.
And you see that diamond, like the diamond in the dirt. Like some people will spend time polishing the dirt. People will spend time polishing the dirt when the diamond is underneath it. And then they are actually the diamond. But what they need to be doing is chiseling away, like you said, at the dirt, around the diamond, for them to actually see the true value, which is themselves.
But even deeper than that, people will celebrate the dirt and say that diamonds has come from here.
Our community does that.
We do that a lot.
Racist.
Oh, somebody came from Peckham. Or rather than see that there's mad value there, nah, people have come from these places and gone to, sometimes we're celebrating the dirt. Like, do you know that this dirt, do you know that a diamond came from this dirt? Like, how many times I see people, I was in Peckham the other day filming, Rio Ferdinand used to live there. I'm like, okay. Do you know what I mean? It's I get Rio's big, he does his thing, but it's like, okay, we're bare of us are talented. There's bare of us doing stuff. We're celebrating like Peckham's changed. Like, it's a better area now. We've come a long way since then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes we just celebrate the dirt, and it's like instead of continuing to dig to find the next Rio Ferdinand, we just want to be able to say, no, Rio Ferdinand came from that estate. Where's the next Rio?
Yeah.
Because it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's in the dirt.
Definitely
So
there.
let's dig deeper and let's keep searching. Literally. Do you know what I mean? But actually, we say, no, there's a diamond come from there. Let's preserve this. Be careful around here. The diamond, this diamond came from there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, actually, there's more diamonds there. Like, we need to stop celebrating the dirt, and say, look, there's more diamonds in there. We can pluck them out. Do you know what I mean?
That's like the mining sites when they go down there and they found one diamond. They don't stop looking.
They don't stop.
When you find, you're gonna get me excited. when you start looking for diamonds, you find the diamond. You don't stop after you find one. There's going to be other diamonds near it, because that's just how nature works. Exactly. Nature puts diamonds together, bro. And there is still diamonds out there that people have not found just because they gave up looking.
That's exactly.
And they're just surrounded in dirt.
Yeah, and that's why for me it's like I can't expect Rishi Sunak or Boris Johnson or these men to go and fix the playground at my estate.
Yeah,
they ain't from there. They don't know. They don't care ultimately. They don't care ultimately. Yeah. But I know that's something that's important to me. I know that as I make more, my community is going to have more. Like, it has to be that way. Do you see what I'm saying? And like you're talking about the quiet periods, we also got to understand that sometimes we want to be places, but we're just not ready.
Bro, I want to talk about that. I'm letting people take it in. I'm carrying my thoughts at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, say what's your line?
Yeah. So, you're talking about the fact that you're a diamond, but then you've got the time where you got to keep sowing, keep sowing, and then eventually you reap.
Yes.
And then there's a dark part. There's a part where you're in the darkness. Like you're amazing. Like you're giving. Like, I'm out here giving talks at all these different churches. I'm not ready for TV yet, though.
Yeah. It sounds like ET.
I'm still. You understand?
It sounds like ET.
I'm too raw. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm refining. I'm learning. I'm developing. I'm growing. I'm getting myself ready. And now, see, I always tell people, if I went on the first TV show was in 2019. But if I went on TV if I would have had that opportunity earlier, I might not have been ready for it. And then I've done it, and then they'll be like, oh no, he's not ready, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's real what you're saying, because even example in our own situations ourselves, we had our first event as you kindly hosted for us, right? But this season here, the hiding place where we were podcasting just one-to-one with a camera in our face.
Yeah.
The camera technically was the people.
Yeah.
Now, so when the people came in front of us, now the audience, it was calm, it was light, because we've done it before. And also I want to talk about something else too, the hiding place. I went to a retreat last week now, and one amazing guy called Rob Wall, I'm not sure if you know him. Amazing guy. He's mentored by TD Jakes. He was a show of John Maxwell, doing really amazing things. He gave us a really cool analogy about the hiding place. And what everyone wanted to take this in. I'm going to talk about this in a later episode again. But this analogy is like this. So he went to get some photos done for himself. Photos, boom, take pictures of himself. He wanted to go to the toilet afterwards. So he went to the back to go find a toilet. He went to his black room, and the guy said to him, the photographer said to him, don't go in there. That's not a toilet. It's somewhere else. So he was like, why can't I go in this black room? He said, this is where the photos are developed. And the room's completely dark.
Yeah.
And then the room has to be in the dark for it to be developed properly.
Yeah.
If the photos are
exposed to light
too soon, guess what happens? Photos aren't developed properly.
Yeah.
A lot of us rush this process of the dark hiding period when we be exposed too soon.
Yeah.
But the caveat to that though, if we do rush the process too soon, what actually happens to us is we're exposed too soon, and then when we're exposed too soon, we're going down straight faster.
Yeah.
It's not coincidence that people on Twitter now, they blow up overnight. People go down their Twitter, or they say some racist things cancelled.
Yeah.
Why? Because their character wasn't built properly in the dark.
Yeah.
It takes time to really build up our character in the dark. Yes, we're all diamonds, but we also need to be refined.
Yeah.
You still need to be refined. You still need to be chiseled away properly.
Yeah, because of the traumas and the things that you've been through in life, and that can lead you to have certain ideas. I give this. One of the big things for me is like growing up in the church. I always, especially African church, I always had this thing about homosexuality and so forth.
Yeah.
And so being in my environment, I never had actually met anyone who was homosexual. Never met anyone. Then I got into the workplace. I met this black guy. Really respected him. And then it was only like, maybe we've been working together for like 9 months, whatever. And then later came out that he was homosexual. And I had to look at myself and say, you're an idiot. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Right.
What did I think a homosexual would be like or act like or whatever? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like actually, because I hadn't been in that environment, and it's the same thing with like racism or the same. Like sometimes you have to be around and understand that people are normal. When I worked at Barclays, I was in Soho. I don't know if you've ever been to Soho.
Oh, I've been Soho.
Yeah.
Soho is a different world.
Yeah.
It's like a part of life is completely different.
Yeah.
Do you know who supported me the most when I was there?
Yeah.
I think you
Gay
said
men.
that. Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah.
Gay men.
Nice.
They used to come in.
Wow.
And they said they didn't have an issue because I was black. They didn't have it, but other people who maybe were even Christian would maybe not want to work with me because they feel like, oh, you're young and you're black. They didn't. They gave me so much opportunity.
Wow.
They gave me their money to invest for them. Wow. They referred their friends. They support. They looked all past everything.
Wow.
And just said, I want to work with you.
So they saw you as who you are,
who I am.
Yeah.
And when I just started to realize there are good people and there are bad people, and I stopped allowing people to label, I've enjoyed this life. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's like what you were saying about the dark room. Like someone told me this analogy, and it really touched me because they're talking about this little boy on the way home. And he sees a butterfly, but it's still in the cocoon. But the cocoon's not fully open. So he sees the butterfly struggling. So he goes and helps and opens the cocoon.
Yeah.
Takes the butterfly out, puts it in his hand, takes it home, shows his mum. By the time he gets home, the butterfly's died. And he's like, Mummy, why has the butterfly died? He said, oh, you took the butterfly out of the cocoon too early.
Too soon.
Like that struggle that the butterfly does is preparing it for the environment that it's going into. And the environment it's going into is the world. And so that struggling, that pain that the butterfly is going through, trying to get out of the cocoon, is actually preparing it to be outside. And so when you open the cocoon too early and take them into the environment that they're not ready for, they can't exist.
3 words: pain to purpose. You go through pain to get to the place you need to get to. That's the thing. That's why we have joined this life, bro. Because we actually understand that every single situation we go through, every single setback we go through, they have to build us up. We don't go through. If you go through life and then just smooth sailing, you're not living life, my friend.
Exactly.
I'm saying to you, right? You're not living life, my friend. Because if life's just all easy, what are we doing? You go through situations where you're down and out. So then when you get to the next point, you'll be like, wow. So I went through all of that to get to that place. Me and Joe were just talking right now, very briefly. So the big up Spotify came out just on Friday now. Spotify Wrapped.
Okay.
And we were in the top 5% most shared podcast in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And I was just reflecting on the times where I was in Loughborough, traveling, running to get the coach, sweating off of the coach. And I was like, oh God, I can't be bothered, man. I just want to be in bed, fam. But that pain led to the purpose. And now people around the world, 55 countries have seen the podcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, Apple Podcasts are doing madness.
Bro, I ain't even been 55 countries.
Have I been 10? Have I been 10 countries?
Think about that.
You see what I'm saying?
And so for me, it's just like understanding that it's just because you're not where you want to be. Like, I promise anyone that's listening, if you do the right things, forget where people are looking, forget who's seeing you, just do the right things.
Yeah.
As in, if you know you're supposed to read that book, read that book. If you know you need to go and work to save money to invest in your business or invest in your idea, go and do it.
Yeah.
If you're nice to people, if you're kind-hearted, if you're on time, if you present yourself well, if you know you update your CV, if you're forever trying to learn and develop, if you're a good person, I promise you, good things will happen.
Amen.
Like, but if your focus is solely on the output, like, I promise you, people see me successful now today, but that's because my sole focus was on the input, was on adding value, was on helping people. Like, if you can help people, you can always make money, because that's all we do.
Yeah.
That's all we do is help people.
Yeah, we've been put on this earth. One of our purposes is to help people. That's it.
Help,
Simple.
just help.
Yeah.
I've created a community for go-getters and entrepreneurs called The Round Table. What's The Round Table? Well, I'm going to tell you what The Round Table is. So at The Round Table, we drop resources, gems, the links, podcasts, books, opportunities, everything we can that is helping us on our journeys that can help someone else on their journey too. Keep your eyes peeled, because we're going to be doing quite a few things. We're going to be doing link ups, we're going to be doing Zoom calls, all of the above, all the good stuff. If you want to join, there will be instructions somewhere on this page, below in the caption or somewhere for you to do so. See you in there.
Quick one, people. So I'm taking event bookings now to speak at events. For the last few months now, I've been speaking at universities and some schools, places such as UCL Warwick, right? But now I'm officially taking event bookings. So if you want someone to speak to you guys about, or speak to your people about confidence, imposter syndrome, and the art of improving public speaking, I'm the guy for you. So contact me on Coach Klutze, Robert Klutze, and I'll be there for you.
And I found a way through finances to help people. And now I'm speaking to people, and I'm getting calls to go and do talks in Europe, in the Middle East, in America, because people need help all across the world.
100%.
And they want to hear different opinions. And then I'm getting invited to do talks on relationships, because people see my marriage. I'm getting invited to do talks on parenthood, because you see kids. I'm getting talks to come and talk about motivation and coming through hard times, because people have heard my story.
Wow.
And it's like, actually, I use this one thing called finance and added to myself. I always tell people, I used to get kicked out of the class because I used to make everyone laugh.
That's not a bad thing to get kicked out for.
No, it was a problem in that environment. In that environment. But when I added that same skill in the right environment, now I'm on TV. Do you see what I'm saying? Wow. And sometimes you have to understand you're in a place, but it's okay. It's just your skill is not in the right environment. So that's why it's not working for you.
That's such an interesting point. Yesterday I was in Bromley, right? I saw one violinist just down the street. I said to myself, and then next to it was like Churchill Theatre. Yeah. I said, if no one's watching him right now, he was just literally 10 yards down the road, and it was a packed out stadium. People would be loving, clapping for him. And that just goes to show the importance of environment.
Wow. That's crazy.
It literally it was real. Like, it was
he was
beautiful.
doing his thing.
It was beautiful. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, bro, you seeing that?
Man was on the road.
It was mad. And then I was like, but literally opposite Churchill Theatre, if you were just literally 10 years down the road, inside, packed out, people be loving him. And just went to show to me that environment is everything. Every single thing.
Don't let that one go over your head. I like that.
I love that one. Yeah. And I think also you think about like people. So I was I was with Bricks with Tips, so Tayo.
We got Bricks with Tips, by the way. I saw him at the Earn Your Leisure show.
Earn Your Leisure.
I was like, oh wow, he's on stage.
Yeah, so
that's I don't think representation, being able to see him on
he's
stage.
cool, man. He's cool. Yeah,
he's
he's
cool. I saw him I met him at the Black Business Show as well. Really cool guy.
So Bricks with Tips is we go to church together.
Nice.
Okay.
So I used to be his youth leader. Him, all his age group. So I used to teach them on Sundays.
Where?
When everyone goes to Sunday school,
Yeah.
their age group, like we call it Crusaders, like 12 plus, would go to a separate room for like teenagers, basically.
Right.
And so obviously I'm like 6-7 years older than them.
Okay.
So I used to go in and teach them and teach them about bio and stuff like that, but also share my story, because them times I was still struggling with, girls and money and da-da-da-da-da-da. And obviously I got a job in Barclays at 22. So I was there usually. So when they've seen the whip now, bare of them have decided they want to go and work in finance.
Yeah.
And so Bricks, he's one of them. Like a lot of them work in finance now, because they're like, right, this is crazy that you're doing this. So he works in finance. And then obviously when he got into finance, I then gave him references and all that type of stuff. And he's ran with it. He's done amazing. Obviously, when he see me do social media, it's like, bro, I want to come on social media. I gave him this is what I did. He's run with it.
Gave him the blueprint and he did it.
And he just blows. And that's one thing I love about my man. Like, he will ask man a question, I'll tell him the answer, he will go and deliver.
Implement.
So I'm always happy. I know it's never wasted.
Yeah.
If he's asking me a question, he's going to do it. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, like you said, he's in the theatre doing 4,000 people at Royal Albert Hall. He's on the stage talking about
covered the elite.
Yes.
Come on.
Really, really well.
Probably one of the best ones there.
Yeah, of course. He's comfortable. Like, we're doing TV, doing all of this stuff. And like I was with him the other day, and it's like, when you look at your journey, that's impact.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to take too much credit, but I know this brother is walking this walk off of the fact that he saw me do it first. And he will tell you that himself.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, that's my legacy. He's part of my legacy.
I was about to say that.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine, how dare I not get up and do what I was called to do in this life? Because it's not just me.
Reality check.
If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I still think he gets there anyway. He still does it anyway. But then he's part of somebody else's legacy. Because what's going to be is going to be. That God is going to use you. But if you decide that you don't want to be used, it's fine. Just use someone else.
Saul and David.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes we walk around thinking that, I've got this talent. Do you know how many talented footballers don't make it? Yeah. I know man that are better than man that play in Prem that never made it because of attitude.
Real life.
Because of lack of discipline.
Real life.
Because they couldn't fill into the structure when it came to being on train on time, taking orders, listening. Like, do you understand? And these things have held them back in life. And so sometimes talent is not enough. Like, and so for me, I look at it and I just say to myself, like, we've got a purpose. Everyone's got a purpose, and you're unique. Find out what it is that you want to do and go out and do it. Like, go out and be that, because it's not just about you, it's the ripple effect of your actions inspiring others. And I'm lucky, I wake up every day, do what I love, and inspire people to say this is possible. It says it always seems impossible till it's done, right? That's what Nelson Mandela said. I always talk about the Usain Bolt. Like, when I was growing up, everyone used to run Linford Christie, them man, 999, 998.
Yeah.
Then Usain Bolt ran 96, then 95. You go to the last like Olympic final. The person that came in last would have won like the previous 4.
That's crazy.
What does that say? A trailblazer's needed.
It's needed.
Yeah.
Same thing with the 1 minute mile. They said you couldn't do a 1 minute mile.
Yeah.
1 minute mile?
Yeah.
A mile can be done in 1 minute.
So they did it in a minute mile. Yeah. So do a mile in a minute. So it was a big thing.
That's crazy,
It was like scientifically, like, oh my goodness, your lungs will collapse. Like, not 1 minute or 4 minutes. It was one.
Yeah, I think 1 minute's crazy.
1 minute's crazy. It's like,
1 minute's crazy.
Maybe it's like 4 minutes. So it's like something minutes mile.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think it's Roger Bannister or someone done it.
Yeah.
And after that, now they do it in something absolutely stupid times now.
A question though. We're talking about the trailblazer. How do you take the leap of faith in yourself to be that trailblazer? Because there are people out there watching this, myself included, who are seeing this like, I have the gift within me to be a trailblazer. But how do you take that leap of faith to be like, you know what? Forget my feelings. I'm just going to do it anyway. Vision.
Tell people, man. I tell people when I was a kid, I tell people when I was 13 years old, I told people I'm gonna be a motivational speaker.
Wow.
Bro, I didn't even have £1 in my pocket, bro. You see what? Let me tell you that, like, my parents used to give me enough money to pay for dinner, and bus pass, and the little change left. That was, the lunch, school dinners. School dinners. So you give the money for the school dinners, and then bus pass, and then the little, I think it was like 90p or something left over. Oh, you can keep the change. So when people I was the guy that everyone goes tuck shop, I'm going with my friends like, oh, can you get me this? Oh, can you get me that? Oh, give me some chips. When man used to buy chips after school, I'd be eating next man's chips. Man had no dough, bro. No peas.
Yeah.
No peas at all. Sometimes even the touch lady used to feel sorry for me, like, oh, just take this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you always come here, you never buy nothing. Just looking with your big eyes. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I had to get like Astro belts that were like 5p. Do you know what I mean?
I know the ones there.
And just eat them slowly. Like, do you know what I mean?
Savor.
Hella sugar. Like, do you know what I mean? And chewy, like in your teeth and that. Like, I used to be that. Like, I've gone from used to be that, but even then, with nothing, I wasn't good at school, wasn't good at education, I had no reason to, but I always believe I'm gonna be a motivational speaker. I'm gonna be out here, I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna change people's lives. I knew that because I had a vision for myself. And then when I saw them buildings in Canary Wharf, I said, listen, I'm gonna get in that building. I didn't have no friend, no nothing to get there. I did it. The point being is that what are you saying for your life? What are we casting over our lives? People that wake up, I hate my life. I hate my family. I hate it. These are the words that we're saying on a regular basis, wondering why we're not seeing things happen the way we want it. Do you know what I mean? It's like planting a flower, but you're putting it just putting it in water. Yeah. No soil.
Yeah.
It's not gonna just put the seed in the water. It doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, actually, what do you want for your life? What's the vision that you got for your life? Because I had to see beyond my situation. A lot of the time we are using our situation as crutches, as the reason why we're not gonna get there. I could have easily said I don't have the education, so it's not going to be for me. I could say I don't. No one in my family's ever done it, so it's not. So why would different? Why makes it different? Yeah. I could say I have no connections over there. I could say I don't even have money. I couldn't even fake it because I had no money to even be able to fake it. Like, do you know what I mean? I couldn't even fake it if I wanted to. Like, do you know what I mean?
You had to make it.
I just had to make it. You just had to make it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, actually, what do I have? And that's what I had to focus on. I've got energy. People like me. Charisma. People want to help. I'm in a position where people want to help you. Like, people want to help you. Like, but because
people want to help you.
People want to help me.
Okay. Yes.
I promise you, like, when you have the right attitude, especially when people haven't seen it from, let's be honest, from a lot of the black people that they've seen, they always used to call me a unicorn. Oh, you're a unicorn. Like, you're just rare, like, it's just so, but because of that, they wanted to help you. And then when you start telling people your story, like, I've been telling people my story from young. Like, do you know what I mean? The fact that, you know, when I was younger, I used to have a lisp. I couldn't speak properly. Do you know what I mean?
It's myself.
Yeah. So no, yeah. So I used to have a lisp.
I didn't have it.
No, I used to have a lisp, and like, people didn't. So that's why I didn't really even used to talk that much. And when I did talk, I was spit everywhere. Because the words used to just come out. Do you know what I mean?
I look at him like, is he me or something?
Spider-Man meme.
And then it's just like, do you know what I mean? I used to sweat a lot. I told you I used to sweat a lot. So then I remember even having like girls that are my friends now that used to be like, Eman, back in the day, I used to sweat too much, bro. I couldn't even talk to you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Would you sweat just on a calm thing?
Bro, I would just walk. I'm sweating.
Was it like cream or just in general?
Not just in general. I would just sweat a lot. Gosh. Like, I was just a sweaty person.
Yeah. Wait, so did the sweat and the lisp just go with age?
It just with age. Okay. With age. Time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just over time. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm with the lisp, I just used to just practice more. I used to just become more confident and just talk. Like, actually, if this is my weakness, I'm going to do it over and over and over again until it becomes my strength. Do you know what I mean? Actually, this is the one thing that I'm weak at. This is the thing I need to focus on. And in fact, rather than do the natural thing is, oh, I'm not good at speaking, I'm going to hide from it. Actually, I'm going to speak more. Because the more times when you look at Einstein with the light, the more times he failed, he found new ways not to get it right.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
You just found a whole.
Oh, right.
Basically, you found the ways to not do it.
Not do it.
Yeah,
so he found new ways not to do it.
Yeah.
Get closer to the
So he's getting closer to how to do it correctly. You know what I mean? So what happens?
You found X amount of ways that don't work. Exactly.
So
which made it get closer to the ways that would work.
Yeah.
And then he went from being insane to genius.
Ish.
Yeah. So this is what happens when he was doing it. You're crazy. You're doing the same thing over and over, just over and over and over again. You're crazy. You're insane. They used to call him a madman. Now today's on money. He's a genius.
Wow.
Because he solved it. But how would he have got there? Don't let what people say to you. Do you know what I mean? You got to know, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to better myself. This is where I'm trying to go. I'm going to keep working at it. My weakness was speak. I'm going to keep speaking because I love speaking. I've got a message to deliver to people, but I'm struggling to speak. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to do it. And so now we're doing it. I told people I left school with 4 GCSEs. 4 GCSEs. Writing is like my weakest thing.
Wait, how many are you supposed to leave with? Is it like
11, 10, 9, 8?
Yeah, but you want to get at least 5 A to C's was the time, innit?
Yeah.
At least 5.
Right.
So I left with 4.
Okay.
So I had to get a note from my head of year to even for the college to even my head of year wrote a letter, and this is favour. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have to.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I'm proud of you. You've done well. Like, I'm gonna write this letter. I wrote the letter. I went there, gave them the letter. They're like, okay, well, do you know what I mean? And that's how I got into college.
Wow.
Otherwise, I never would have got to college. Like, or they would have made me have to do like redo GCSEs in college and stuff like that, and so forth. And so the point I'm saying is that today somebody paid me thousands to write a book. Me that struggles with writing.
Crazy, man.
And so don't focus on your struggles, because what did I do? I then went and got someone to work with me when I'm writing it so that I can voice note what I want and they can write my words.
Oh, right. So you literally used like voice notes and they just wrote it down for you.
They wrote it. And then and you can pay someone. Some people love writing, you know?
Yeah, they do.
So you can. So don't focus on what you can't do. What do you do? The knowledge is there. I can speak it. I can do it. So let's break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down. I say it. You do it. You send it to me. Oh, change this. Oh, change that. Oh, yeah, I would say it like this. We can go back and forth. Plus, I don't have the time. So to get things done quickly, you get support. Sometimes when people are doing business, they focus, I can't do this. Or I'm not good at accounting. I'm not good at... Bruv, you can hire all these other skills in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just be really good at what you do to bring in enough value, to bring in enough money, to be able to pay others to help you with what you're not so good at.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't lie to you. That is super duper encouraging. I don't want you guys to sleep on that there, because what you said there is really, really important. The gifts you had were always there. You just had to prune them a bit more.
Exactly.
And the thing is, though, like, a lot of people have these gifts, but then because they had a bit of setbacks or a bit of hardship to get the gift out there, they're like, maybe it's not for me. Like, for me, when I couldn't speak at first, I used to feel like that too. I was like, maybe it's not for me. But now, as we said, we're speaking to people all around the world.
Yeah.
And we're just starting now. We're just starting off. We're still in a hiding place right now. It's all sowing. But in due time, we'll know we'll reap, because we're doing the things the right way. I also wanted to say something to you too, actually, bro, which is, we kind of glossed over it, but such an important point. So with Teo now, you was Sunday school teacher.
Yeah.
The key word is teaching. You were in the dark teaching people.
Yeah.
In just little rooms, probably 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
Now you're on TV teaching people. I want this to work for every single person who's watching this right now, who hears me, hears us speaking, right? The things you're doing in the dark, the things you're doing when you think no one's actually seeing what you're doing, right, will reap the benefits if you stay persistent, consistent, and have a vision, as you said. Because you'll just talk to 15 people, just telling them realness about the Lord and life.
Yeah.
Just teaching them, being your authentic self.
Yeah.
And what you're doing now, you're being exactly the same self on a bigger scale.
Trust me. And when you see, and that's why I love being around them. Like now, imagine they're starting to have kids and marriage and going to they invite me to their weddings and all that type of stuff. And I love being around them because they're like, Eman, like, it's crazy because the stuff you do on TV, you was doing with us back. Like,
see?
And literally they're nothing. They're not surprised. Like, even when they watch my videos on social media and I say I'm madness, they're like, bro, you were saying I'm mad. Bro, I used to be their teacher, and I told them, oh yeah, man, just walked something the other day, God help me, like, you know what I mean? I will be in like, the realness of them, like, and just let them know my story, like, not because I'm your teacher that I'm not going through things and I'm not struggling. I want you lot to do better, and I used to be so open with them, so that when they see my videos, they're not shocked by what I'm saying in the video, because they've been around that, and they just laugh, and they're just like, Eman, it's so amazing to see like what you used to teach us, like Kaide, you know, Hood documentary.
Oh yeah,
he used to be there as well. So he was
This is a very anointed classroom.
So he was in. He was
biblical. That's
anointed classroom. You know,
he's in there. You know, Bible Babes and Bants. I don't know if you know the free.
I've heard of.
So they have a
Bible Babes
and Bants.
I've heard that podcast.
Yeah, so their podcast is big. So the three of them, they also. So you know, these are my young ones. You know what I mean? And so when I'm around them, I see them. I'm like, look, this is my legacy. This is what I've sown into. But what happened? Even when I was young, I still wanted to give back. I was still young. I was still 17, 18, 19, thinking about giving back to people who were 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. Do you know what I mean?
The heart posture.
The heart. It's always been about giving. So, but I didn't realize that I was refining my skills, ready to be out here. So when people see me now, like it's mad. Like me and Tayo just filmed something for Channel 4 together. Like we did a show together, and they were just like, "Rah, the chemistry."
Yeah.
Chemistry.
Little did they know.
And we told them that we know each other for years, but when they saw us bounce off each other and do our thing, it's just like, rah, like takes years for people to.
Yeah.
And then when we grew up together, we literally do it together. So it's like, don't ever allow yourself to ever feel like, you know, a company that I used to work for, you know, I'm doing a deal to be the face of that company. Like, it's mad, bro. Yeah. Like sometimes you look at yourself and you say, rah, I used to be an employee and now you want me to represent the whole company in front of the whole country. You want my name and my face to represent your country.
Crazy.
Your company. So it's like, the point I'm saying is that don't ever allow yourself to feel like, oh, I'm not there. Do your thing and allow time. There's something about time and experience. You know what I mean? I feel like we might, even if you've got a talent, the difference between, I don't know, you look at people, sometimes you look at people like sports people or whatever, and you say, oh, like, how come this one can do it so much better? Like, doesn't need to exert as much energy. You look at like Ibrahimovic, when he's playing, you're thinking, rah, this brother, like, you're just so relaxed on the pitch.
Natural.
But he's been doing it for so long. I don't need to do that lung bursting run. I know that if I go left, you're gonna go left, and I can go right, receive it here, put it in the goal. I've been doing it for long. There's something about experience, you know what I mean? That youth gives you that energy. You got the energy to go and run and but that experience, you know how it plays out. You're doing it in your mind already. You're calculating it. I look at LeBron playing now and I'm just like, my goodness, this guy's 38.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Strong, you know?
Like, when you think about like how, you know, Kobe, Michael Jordan, how they were playing in these latter years, and you look at LeBron James, still being one of the best players in the league.
Top 5 minimum.
Remember, basketball is very athletic.
Yeah.
It's very much about how high you can jump. Like, the older you get, your body naturally can't do the things it used to do. And he can't jump as high as he used to jump, but he's still
jumping.
And he's still jumping. He's improved his shooting. He's improved. The other day he did 10 for 10 for free throws. If you know how bad this guy used to be at free throws, like, he's really worked on the other elements of his game. But then when you see his after game routine, the amount of stretching that he does, the type of food that he eats, and the way it's all planned in. And I feel like, trust me, give yourself the time to be the best version of yourself.
That's so important, man. Because for this generation, we're probably including this sometimes ourselves.
Yeah.
We're thinking to ourselves, we won't get to that point now.
Microwave culture. Microwave
Oh,
culture.
I like that. Rather than the oven. Talk about that, please. Oh, okay.
No. Everyone wants stuff done quickly, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hit the 30-second ding.
Yeah.
But then no one's ready to have that, you know, the savoured flavour, the lovely flavour when it comes in from the oven. You know, oven food is better.
Even
Much better.
even handmade.
Even handmade.
Yeah.
It takes a lot longer to do it.
Yeah.
But when you put it in a microwave, ding, it's ready.
Have you ever had mac and cheese from the microwave?
It's not the same.
Don't
It's not
make
the same.
yourself, man. It's so
It's not
much
the
nicer,
same,
so much
Yeah.
fresher.
No,
It's
definitely.
real. It's microwave culture is killing our people, man.
Yeah.
And even when you were talking about Teo and
Yeah.
the Sunday school, right? I was just thinking about exponential value, because you had that exponential value, or you're giving exponential value, because essentially you're giving value to that class who are. We were in an audience of thousands of people listening to the guy that was in your class.
Think about that.
Bro, that's deep.
That's mad.
And then imagine the people that were in that room that are also going to make a change, and they're also going to make a difference in other
Exactly.
people's lives as well. And it's just like a whole pyramid. Obviously, you're there, and then you got all these different people underneath you. And a matter of
Exactly.
fact, it's a bigger pyramid because there's people on top of you.
That's what I was
Exactly.
gonna say. Yeah.
That have
I've
come
learned from
before
other
you.
people. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like there's just value in understanding that actually you can refine by teaching. Sometimes actually I'm on my journey, but I need to teach, because guess what? When you come around young people, they're inquisitive. They're going to ask you questions.
Why?
They're going to ask you why. And sometimes you're like, I don't know. Let me go and find out.
Yep.
And now you're bettering yourself. They're not just gonna laugh at your joke. They don't get it. You know, you're gonna have to explain it. You're gonna have to really buy into them. But you know, once you capture that audience, you can capture anyone. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes actually, if I can't get a platform like TV, let me go create my own. That's what I did with social media. Just create my own, give myself my own avenue, and improve the point that this is needed, and I'm the one to give it to them. And now they come to me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I just hope people enjoyed it.
Oh no, this has been an absolute bang of it.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say I hope people enjoyed this too. Do you know what I'm saying?
This has been just like literally like a round table. Man.
Yeah.
Us we're talking absolute realness, man. I mean, what's the biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway.
There's so many.
I have to look back. I usually have to look back on the episode to see my biggest takeaway.
In the moment right now.
In the moment
right now. I know we're gonna edit it. We're gonna edit it. Look at it again.
That's the thing, innit? Because when I edit, I'll be like, oof, what?
Yeah. But right now, what are you thinking? What's the biggest takeaway?
I think that exponential value. Like I said, like very recently, the exponential value in terms of you can literally be speaking to people, 10 to 15 people in a room, and then they in their future can go on to affecting thousands and thousands and thousands of lives, and then that can just trickle down even more and more and more, and so many different people can receive value from just you being authentic, your authentic self with that small group of people. It's nuts. I think that's crazy personally, and that's something that is actually doable for everybody, because everybody has value to give. It's that diamond in the dirt situation once again, and shining that diamond. It's another, you know what I'm saying, I might be biased on that one, but that was another little take.
No, that was one. That was going to be my one. Was a diamond in the dirt. I think
just need to be like that.
That was really big for me. I feel like that whole, you know, us actually understanding that, you know, we're diamond in the dirt, but actually we're celebrating the dirt. Like we're praising the dirt rather than searching for more diamonds. Bruv, that thing that hit me, bruv. I was just like, you know,
so many diamonds there. Why are we lording the dirt?
We do that all the time. How much time do we do that?
Yeah.
Messi, Ronaldo, we don't want to let it go. How many new footballers are there? We don't want to let them go.
You know why? Because people don't like change. Yesterday I got new AirPods. Even I got
which ones?
The
Pros.
Yeah, the Pros. Yeah. Come on.
I've been telling them to get the Pros for so long.
Wait, I don't think. I'll show you afterwards.
Okay,
the smaller ones, innit?
Yeah.
And then I caught myself thinking, like, Rob, like, I wish the old ones. I said to myself, Rob, you'll get the habit of not wanting to change. It's important to change and elevate all the time. You have to evolve. If you're not evolving, what are you doing?
No, definitely.
Every single day, I'm shedding skin. We're all shedding skin every single day. So if you're not content changing, what are you doing?
Yeah,
that's my point there. But for me, my biggest takeaway, essentially, is this example you're showing to people, bro. Because for you, you've always been this authentic self from the start.
Yeah.
It's just now that people are seeing it, but you've always been that same person.
Yeah.
And for me, it's really encouraging because when we're not fitting the prototype of what someone should be like, but you're still be able to make a lane for yourself, you've still been able to make a lane for yourself.
Yeah.
It just encourages me to be like, encourages us to be like, if you could do it, we could do it too. As you said earlier on, if you could do it, we could do it too. And I want you guys too, who's watching this now, who are looking at us and thinking, we start something. If we can do it, you can do it too. And it's like a cycle. Like if I could do it, you could do it. If he could do it, you could do it. It's a beautiful cycle of abundance mindset. Not look at each other and thinking, oh, if we did it, then I could do it because I'm better than him. No. If you could do it, I could do it too. And we could do it in our own separate ways. Individuality is everything. And I think my biggest thing, the fingerprint. Remember, you're unique. You're individual. But the last thing we have to say to you before we go is this. The question is this, as we always say. Is Eman happy with where he is on his journey right now?
Yes, Eman's happy and blessed, man.
Amen.
That's it. I'm happy and blessed, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to more blessings. I'm looking forward to helping more people. I'm just excited about, you know, everything that's coming forward.
Yes, I love that. We'll be seeing you next week at your event.
Yes,
this will be out before. This will be out after, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But on that note, I got to go to a university today to speak about confidence, my journey. And literally just me just sowing in the dark. John, he come with me too.
Yes, indeed. To support, you know.
Yeah, man. And it's been an amazing talk today. Blessed, privileged, and grateful for you coming once again to shut down with us, bro. It's been a 10 out of 10 episode. I've learned so much. I know you learned so much too, bro. We all learned so much today. It's been a beautiful round table, man. But guys, if you enjoyed this, hit a like. Hit a comment, and once again, thank you all for your Spotify love, your Apple love. We've been trying to crazy Apple Music and crazy stuff for Spotify too. So thank you all once again for your support. We'll continue to sow, and in due time we'll reap, and I hope you guys do too. So on that note, there, have an amazing week.
Yes,
Love
and
you
look
all.
out for Eman's book when it comes out.
Yes,
as well. We'll put it in the description
we will
when it
indeed.
drops too.
We will indeed. But having
We're
a
gonna drop this in the new year or December, but it will drop.
it will drop. It will drop.
Coming out.
Yeah.
Coming out. And go check episode 1 if you're still here and you ain't checked episode 1 yet. But people, without further ado, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and we are out.
Let's go.
Appreciate you for coming, bro.
No, I appreciate it, my brothers.
Big love.
Big love, mate.
on.
Good handshake. Patted, man. That was really. I better laugh on, you know.